Hello, and thank you for coming. I am thanking God right now. I don't know if you can hear this cat, but I am thanking God right now. Chapter 10 is easy. It's just a bunch of names. I have no idea how I'm going to put slides in the sense of names, but you know what? We're going to try. As usual, I will be reading from the King James Version of the Bible and only referring to the American Standard Version of it if it gets way too confusing to understand. Though I will limit going to a different version as much as possible, but I will specify when I do refer to it, however. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Raphath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dadanim. By these were the islands of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Sabta, and Rama, and Sabteka, and the sons of Rama, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. And he was a mighty hunter before the Lord, where it is said, even as Nimrod the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Enrek, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Ashur, and builded Nineveh, and the city Rehoboth, and Calah. The resin between Nineveh and Calah, the same is a great city. And Mizraim begot Ludim, and Anamim, and Lehabim, and Nephtahim, and Pathrasim, and Casluhim, out of whom came Philistim, and Caphorim. And Canaan begot Sidon his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgasite, and the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite, and the Aravidite, and the Zamorite, and the Hamathite, and afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, and thou comest to Gerar unto Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom, and Gomorrah, and Admah, and Zobeim, even unto Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, and brother of Japheth, and elder even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Aphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz, and Hul, and Gether, and Mash. And Aphraxt begot Salah, and Salah begot Eber. And unto Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan begot Almadad, and Sheleph, and Hazarmaveth, and Jarah, and Hadoram, and Uzal, and Diklah, and Obal, and Ibermael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. And their dwelling was from Mesha, as thou goest unto Sephar, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations, in their nations. And by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. So that chapter took longer than I intended, mostly because all of those names, and then I attempted to find a picture for all of those names, and then it just kind of got a little too ridiculous and insane, and I ran out of AI pictures, so I ended up just giving up and just using names at the end there. But that is chapter 10. If you're wondering about the question marks, I left them as question marks because we didn't technically know who any of those guys were until it said later who they were. So, without pulling from further into the scriptures, it would be very confusing. So, decided just to leave them blank for now, and then when it got to those points, we could put them together. In the case of verse 14, in the case of verse 16 and 17 and 18, they are all referring to the bloodlines of certain individuals, like in the example of verse 18. Says the families of the Canaanites, so it's just talking about Canaan and his family, which excludes his other brother's family. So it gets a little confusing when they do that for me, just because I'm not sure which one is like Sinai in verse 17, or which brother is Archite, or which one's a Hivite. It's easier if they use like the whole name instead of just part of the name, but you get the idea. It's basically one of the bloodlines of all of that person going down. So it does not include their brothers, just them and their descendants. If that makes sense. I hope it does. It makes sense in my head. So that's it for this video. And remember, God loves you, I love you, and take care until we meet again.